As any other anthropic action, the production of renewable energy exerts a certain, although limited, impact on the local environment. Happily, at the same time, it spares us from keeping relying on fossil fuels and the related higher environmental toll. The impact of our industry is mainly concentrated on two factors: the contamination generated on the territory, on its different environments, air, water, and ground, and the rate of depletion of scarce resources that is connected with our industry, an aspect that we won't take into consideration in this lecture. This is true when it comes to the individual phases that compose the life cycle of a plant. From cradle to grave, they are project origination, permitting, construction, operations, repowering, and decommissioning. Also, there are significant differences according to the generation technology taken into consideration. For example, if we talk about wind, or if we talk about solar PV. During the construction phase, for instance, environmental issues are potentially more relevant, given the earthworks that modify the original landscape. Noise pollution in winter energy and water consumption in solar PV are, on the contrary, key aspects in the operation stage. Decommissioning is where, prospectively, for it has not been much the case yet, recycling and other circular economy aspects can make a difference in both environmental and also financial impacts. Quality, health, environment, and safety management systems are at the top priority at Falck Renewables. Not just because they are a pillar of the company's sustainability, but most of all, because they express the care we take for our staff, our business, and the places where we live and work. Falck Renewables' Quality, Health, Safety and Environment Division makes sure the group is compliant with up-to-date environmental and safety standards, while contributing in promoting an internal culture that fosters the respect for the territory in which we operate. Their activities include implementing local, national, and European environmental and safety regulations, managing environmental and safety authorizations for renewable energy production plants, defining guidelines for different functions within the organization, continuously informing, training, and involving people in the topic of health, safety, environment, and quality. There is a full array of actions that Falck Renewables implements to contain to the least the environmental impact of its activities. In a nutshell, we focus on 4 areas: minimizing the contamination of air, water, soil, and groundwater, protecting biodiversity, controlling noise pollution, and optimizing the use of resources, adopting, whenever possible, a 3R approach, which is reduce, reuse, recycle, in all our operations. Most of these initiatives are already included in the environmental impact assessment procedures, a compliance required to whoever wants to build and operate a renewable plant. But there are other actions that are more the result of a voluntary approach, which demonstrate the value we give to preserve, at best, the integrity of the places that host our assets. Some examples of concrete actions have seen a monitoring campaign of the acoustic impact of the Minervino Murge wind farm in Puglia, Italy, together with a biennial wildlife monitoring to protect the local hawk population. Creating openings along the fences of our photovoltaic plants to enable wildlife passage. Tree planting campaign in the wooded areas next to the Italian wind farm of San Sostene in Calabria. And signing dedicated agreements with the Swedish nomad Sami population to regulate the passage of reindeers through our wind farms once completed. Certainly, as already pointed out, environmental performances are mostly regulated by law. Therefore, complying with limits and thresholds is the first indicator of a correct practice. But we want to try to push our environmental scores a little beyond legal requirements, because it implies a better performance, and also to be ready for more stringent constraints that may occur in years to come. Once again, we think the best way to achieve such a goal is by taking advantage from our procurement process and leveraging on the network of our suppliers. How do we envisage it? We have tried to keep it simple. First of all, we have defined a set of environmental guidelines for our procurement needs. Then, we use these guidelines in our tenders so that offers can be evaluated also on the expected environmental performance. This implies that the supplier that demonstrates to produce the lowest environmental impact has higher chances to sign the contract. In the end, this approach possesses also a very strong cultural value, for it challenges both behavior and habits of a significant part of the business ecosystem that operates around us.